Hey, welcome to See John Vlog. My name is John and I'm going to talk about Pai Gow poker today. A friend of mine, Jason, from 504 Road Trips made me this nice layout here. Be sure to check out his channel, 504 Road Trips. He does New Orleans type driving around and all kind of interesting stuff about the New Orleans. He just recently did a thing about the Canal Street Ferry. That's going to be, the terminal is going to get demolished soon and they're redoing it. Anyway, he does a lot of great videos all around the whole Southeast, Texas, Florida. Be sure to check out his channel, 504 Road Trips. Today we talk about the part 2 of the Pai Gow video. Here I have some hands already dealt out. There's 7 cards in each hand. Be sure to check out my first video about Pai Gow, explaining the basics. This is more like a in-depth thing about, we're going to talk about the bonus, and we're going to talk about how to set hands and stuff. So I have this 53 cards in a Pai Gow deck. It's 52 regular cards and a joker. So I set up 7 hands, and there's four cards left over of each deck. So 49 and 4 is 53. Anyway, let's get right into it. The bonus is a 5-card hand. The high hand is 5 cards, the low hand is 2 cards. Your high hand has to be higher in the value than your low hand. So, and you talk about the bonus is only dealing with the 5-card hand. It's nothing to do with the 2-card hand. The 5-card hand starts out of the straight. A straight pays 2 to 1. 3 of a kind pays 3 to 1. Did I say straight pays? Straight pays 2 to 1. 3 of a kind pays 3 to 1. Flush pays 4 to 1. And full house pays 5 to 1. And it goes way up from there. And some of the casinos have different odds, but for the most part it's 2 to 1 for straight, 3 to 1 for 3 of a kind, 4 to 1 for a flush, and 5 to 1 for full house. We're talking about the 5-card hands only now. And so when you set your hand, it doesn't matter how you set your hand, because after you set your hand, so the best way to do it is put the cards in order, highest to lowest. The joker can be used as a straight or a flush, or as an ace. So here I have 2 pair of queens and 8s, and also have ace king. So you can have 2 choices here. You could either keep the queens and 8s together with the ace king up top, or you could split your pairs. It depends on how high the pairs are. The 8s are what they call a medium pair, and the queens are a high pair. So most casinos would keep the queens down in the high hand and the 8s in the top in the low hand. But that's not what I want to talk about. Let's see what this hand has. Here you just put your cards in order usually, highest to lowest. And all you have here really is a pair of 2s. So that's not very good. So you put your high hand will be the pair of 2s, and your second, and your the highest 2 cards are going to the high hand, the 10 and the 8. So that's the way you set that hand. There's no choice. There's no choices. Sometimes you have no choices in how to set a hand, and sometimes you have many choices. Here you have king, jack, 2 jacks, 10, 6, 4, 2. So like I said, you put them in order. You look for a 5-card straight. You're looking for a 5-card flush. Count 1, 2, 3, 3 hearts. No, there's no 5-card straight. So the only thing you have here is to keep the jacks together and the 2 highest cards. Otherwise, the king and the 10. So your jacks go in the high hand and the king 10 in the low hand. Again, there's no choice in that hand. You did. In this hand we have 6s, ace, queen. Oh, we have 2 pair. 6s and 5s with the ace, queen. This is a good example. Here we have 2 low pairs, a 5s and a 6s, and the ace, queen. So again, you have a choice here. You could put the 6s in a high hand and the 5s in a low hand, or you could keep the 2 pair together, which would be probably better. This is called an ace and a face. So ace and a queen is pretty decent up top. So most places would keep the 6s and the 5s together. Maybe all places would keep the 6s and 5s together and get the ace queen up top. I'm not sure all the house rules. They're pretty similar, but they're pretty different at the same time. Okay, how many clubs do we have? 1, 2, 3. No, it just looks like a lot of black cards. So aces. Oh, aces and 7s. Okay. Always, when you have aces in any other pair, you always want to split 7s in a high hand and aces in a high hand and 7s in a low hand. So if you have aces in any other pair, if you have 2 pair, you have aces in another pair. Let's just go through some hands here. Here we have 3s, then we have jack, 10, 9. So we haven't had a bonus hand yet, so the bonus hand would have been losing every time. The bonus, we haven't had a 5-card straight, haven't had a 5-card flush, we haven't had 3 of a kind yet. 8, 9, 10 jack, we almost had We almost had a straight. We had 4 cards straight. That's good for nothing. So Jack 10, pair of 3s. So there's no way to set that hand. There's only one way to set that hand. Let's go to the next hand. Okay, here we have Cowboys, 10, 9. So again, there's no choices here. 10, 9 in the low hand, and the kings in the high hand. All right. Maybe these Red Rock Casinos cards would be better. Oh, they're bigger. They're bigger face. I like that. Okay, here we have Ace, King, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So we finally got a straight. We got a straight in the high hand and the Ace, King in the low hand. That's the first bonus hand we've had. And so in this situation, you have a straight, which is good for your high hand. Ace, King is pretty strong for the top too. So in this bonus bet, we'd get 2 to 1 odds for a straight. So you finally got paid on the bonus. I don't know where this one came from. Anyway, nines, and we have a pair of 9s and a pair of deuces, and we have Queen Jack. And so you can keep the 2 pair together with the Queen Jack up top. That's one choice. 2 face cards is not too bad, but more than likely most places would put the 9s in the low hand, and the 2s in the low hand and 9s in the high hand. So it's just a matter of preference. Some people might want to go for the Queen Jack. A more safe route would be to keep the 2 pair in the high hand and the Queen Jack. So you can win this a lot of times with the 2 pair, but you're going to lose this a lot of times with just the Queen Jack. So a lot of times you push in that hand. You just never know. It depends on what the dealer has. In this hand we got 9, 8, 7, 6, no 5. Oh, I forgot to tell you, to make a 5 card straight, you have to have a 10 or a 5. It's impossible to make a 5 card straight without a 10 or a 5. So since this hand has no 10 and no 5, it's impossible to make a straight. That's just a little nit thing of poker. 9, 8, 7, 6. So we got 9, 8, 7, 6. So we got no pair, no straight, no flush. This was a really terrible hand. You'd have to put the Queen 9 at the top and the Ace high at the bottom and just cross your fingers. You can maybe push. You're not going to win that hand 9 times out of 10, but you might have a chance to push. Oh, look at that, it's already set up. Here's a flush, 5 card flush, and 8s and 3s. Okay, here we have a choice. We have a pair of 8s, and we have a pair of 3s. So you could keep the 8s in the high hand and the 3s in the low hand, like that, or you could play the flush. So this is a tricky situation. A lot of places, when you have 2 pair, they automatically play the 2 pair. Some casinos, it depends on which the 2 pair are, whether you play the 2 pair or not. But I think the safer option would be to play the flush in the high hand and the 8-3. You're not going to win with the 8 up top, so you're going to push 9 times out of 10. You're going to push with the flush. But the bonus bet doesn't get paid 4 to 1 for the flush. And let me tell you this part. It doesn't matter if you play the hand like this or not. If you keep the 8s in the high hand and the 3s in the low hand, the dealer will still compare your 5 card hand to the 2 card hand. I mean, compare your 5 card hand to the dealer's 5 card hand, and compare the 2 card hand to the dealer's 2 card hand. But then after the hand's over, and you make the decision on whether you win or lose this bet, the dealer will reset the hand to where you get paid still. So it doesn't matter how you set the hand, you'll still get paid for the flush at odds of 4 to 1. Let's just go through a couple more hands. Oh, this looks good. Goodness. I didn't set these hands up, believe it or not. This is really rare to have 3 high pair like this. Kings, jacks, and aces. To have 3, this is what they call a 3 pair hand. It's pretty rare, but you want to put the highest pair in the high hand. And it sounds silly to put the highest pair in the low hand and keep the 2, but you want to put the 3 pair is rare. It doesn't matter which 2 pair you have usually. 2 pair is usually just 2 pair. Because it's very rare to compare 2 pair to 2 pair. The dealer's 2 pair. So you put your lowest 2 pair in and put the highest pair in the top. So ace is pretty strong. It's as strong as it gets in the top. Oh, here, I didn't have a joker, so I use this as a joker. So you're just going to have to believe me on that. I already see a straight. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's a straight. How many diamonds do we have? 1, 2, 3. Remember, the joker can be used as a diamond, and it can be used as a complete flush or a straight. So we can use it as a straight in this situation. So we have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 for the straight, and Queen 7. Queen 7 is pretty weak in the top, but the straight's pretty strong in the bottom. So a lot of times you're gonna win with the straight and lose with this. So you still get paid 2 to 1 on your straight. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Here I see 2 pair right away. 10s and 5s. The remaining 2 highest cards are Jack 4. So Jack is not very strong in the top. So you're gonna want to split these pairs. Keep the 10s in the high hand and the 5s in the low hand. I'll put some words in the description to explain about the medium, low, and high pairs. A lot of times that's a basic guide of when you want to split those. But here you have 3 of a kind. What, 6, 7, 8, King, 8. So you take your next 2 highest cards. King and the 8's the highest, and you keep your 3 of a kind together. So here you're gonna get 3 to 1 on your 3 of a kind. Whatever you put here in the bonus, it's usually like $1. You can bet $1, and everywhere you can bet $1. It's usually $1 to 25 or $1 to 50 at the higher places. $50 maximum. So you get 3 to 1 on the 3 of kind. So that's not bad. But the King 8's not very. Oh crap! That was not good. All right, I guess this video will be shorter than I thought it was going to be. And this one, here we have how many spades do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spades. Remember, the Joker can be used like that. All right, so 8, 9, 10. You're looking for straights. 8, 9, 10. No. Okay, so in this one we're gonna have 9s, and we're gonna have Ace, King in the low hand. Remember, the Joker's an 8, can be used as an ace, straight or flush. So we have 9s in the high hand, and Ace, King in the low hand. How you like this layout? This layout's pretty nice, huh? Jason of 504 Road Trips made this for me. Check out his channel, 504 Road Trips. He put this. He has a little printing job done. He did a great job on this layout. Appreciate it. And there we have Jacks and 9s. Queen, 5, 4. So there's not much choice in this one. You're gonna keep the 9s. Jacks are pretty high. The 9s are pretty high. So you have a strong hand here. Jacks and 9s. So that's the only way you could set this one, really. I mean, you could play the 2 pair. Technically, you could play the 2 pair together. Jacks and 9s with the Queen 5, but the Queen 5 is very weak. Queen 5 is weak at the top, so you want to split these pairs. Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to put some words of how to deal with 2 pairs and straights and flushes in the description. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see if I can do to answer them for you. Alright, thank you very much. Bye-bye.